Welcome to the UHU Analytical Lab. Our facility was established in 2004 with National Science Foundation funding through the EBSCOR program. The EBSCOR program is designed to fund underfunded states to be more competitive for National Science Foundation grants. And so that was when we first started to develop this room and to purchase instruments. So I'll give you guys a tour of all the different stuff we have and introduce you to our laboratory manager. So we'll do that first. So this is Eric Johnson. Eric, you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Eric Johnson. I was for TCBS, yeah. I was a TCBS student from 2009 to 2012, and then started working in here as a technician. And now I'm some sort of assistant manager type thing. I got started here doing water quality stuff as a graduate student, and then kind of stuck around and learned all the instruments. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. You want to do that one? Because that's the one I don't know about.
The ICP?
The ICP.
This is an ICP OES. Stands for Inductively Coupled Plasma Optical Emission Spec. We use this to run pretty much any element that you can put into solution. So we run a lot of like soil analysis, a lot of digests for soil, plant, water, animal tissue. It works basically by incinerating the liquid in a plasma and then analyzing the spectra using a digital camera sensor. It's really high precision, really low level detection levels for a lot of metals and some other analysis. So it gets used pretty frequently.
And then over here, this is an auto analyzer. This is our earlier version of the instrument. It measures dissolved nutrients in water. We use this one to do soil digestions because it's at higher concentrations, but it measures things like nitrate, ammonium, silicate, and phosphate. And it works like a spectrophotometer where you add a bunch of reagents. It changes the color of the water proportional to the analyte, and then they measure how much light's able to pass through it. Over here, this is a total organic carbon, total nitrogen analyzer. Again, it's for dissolved samples, so we're looking at dissolved organic carbon. You can also look at inorganic carbon, which is dissolved carbon dioxide, and also total nitrogen. We'll go over here, let's see what else we got. Over here, this is our more modern auto analyzer. We use this for water samples where the concentration levels of nutrients are much lower. So it runs the same things, ammonium, nitrate, nitrite, phosphate, silica. And I think you can also do chloride as well. And then over here, this is our newest instrument. It's an isotope ratio mass spectrometer. We were able to purchase this through an NSF grant that we wrote as a lab group together. And this can do look at isotopes for carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and I believe sulfur as well. And again, it's dissolved samples, so you can do solid samples if you're interested in carbon and nitrogen ratios in plant tissue or animal tissue. People do that to figure out what kind of photosynthesis the plant might do, what are the nitrogen sources. They might look at it for trophic level in food labs. We can also look at nitrogen and oxygen isotopes in the nitrate molecule, which is a way for us to detect the nitrogen sources in the water, like sewage pollution. We can also do carbon isotopes for CO2. We can also look at oxygen isotopes for water. That gives us a sense of where the rain falls in elevation. So that's our newest instrument. And then this is the earlier version of this. Again, an isotope ratio mass spectrometer. It's connected to a carbon, nitrogen analyzer, so the solid sample of plant or animal tissue, soils goes in there. It gets combusted into a gas. This then feeds into here, and then it can look at carbon and nitrogen isotopes. We can also do sulfur as well. We do have HPLC, so high pressure liquid chromatography. I don't remember the last time that this was used, but people can do things like pigments, or we had one researcher use it to look for a specific compound associated with fungus. So, what else do we have? Some of the other things that are general use, if students want to come in here to work, but under COVID you need to make an appointment. We have balances, centrifuge. We have different kinds of hoods depending on what you're working with, whether it's acids or volatile organics. Jasmine. Oh, this is one of our other assistants. This is Jasmine Pinello. This is for TCBS. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I've been a CBS student for 2 years, and
I've just been working in the lab. And then we have an autoclave, so if you need to sterilize stuff. We have drying ovens, a muffle furnace if you need to combust stuff. I think that's about it. So students, researchers are welcome to come use the facility, but under COVID-19 you do need to make an appointment with the lab manager who you met, Eric, at the beginning. And then also, most people will submit their samples and then they pay a small fee to get them analyzed. We do cover some of the costs if the analysis is associated with the class, but for all other research projects, there is a fee.